You're listening to Behind the Bulldogs, brought to you by Ferris State Athletics.
Off the left side, to the end zone! Touchdown, Bulldogs!
If I'm even having like a bad day on the course or something, I just look down at it and just feel like thankful that I'm able to be out there.
Making sure that we're like where our feet are and we're not thinking about outside distractions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another great episode. It's episode 15 this season of Behind the Bulldogs already. How far we've made it already?
It feels like we literally just started yesterday.
Yeah. Did we start yesterday?
Crazy.
I mean, it was pretty much, a couple months ago?
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
That's true that. We got a great episode for you here today. A pair of indoor trackletes joining us on the show. Bryson Fronta and Allie DeLost will be joining us here in the interview room in just a little bit. We'll also give you the Ferris State Sports Slate to finish out the show, and then we'll recap what happened this past weekend here in just a moment. But big thanks to you guys as well. A lot of great numbers from 2024. A lot of great things, and we're obviously looking to expand some things, and we've gotten some interview requests, and it really is all because of the fans at the end of the day that this show is even possible.
No, definitely hearing everyone's feedback and how excited they are just makes our day, and it's why we love what we do so much. So thanks for the support.
It's great to just see our followers up and down, and it's just amazing. You guys are great. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any episodes, no matter where you find the show. But we'll get you into the recap and the review of Ferris State Sports. So we'll start Thursday. Split with Grand Valley. Men's get the victory. Women's the setback. It was a really tough fought game. Grand Valley's the number one team in the country for the women's side. So you can just see how dominant they are. Our ladies put up a really good fight. Obviously, not having Kaden Blanchard really does hurt, and obviously a lot of thoughts go out to her. And really, especially when it comes to the Davenport game, they were able to scrap it out against a tough Panther team, able to get the win, and then men's with a clean sweep. The Davenport game was very close. There were some things, shots, some turnovers that didn't go our way. But I think the Grand Valley game, the dominance there, really just shows that this team is a top 5 team in the nation and a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, same thing what you said about the women's game. I mean, they are a good team, but we fought hard as long as we could. And obviously, it stinks that Kaden is hurt, but the girls still worked really hard. There's nothing to hang their heads on, and I feel like Davenport always shows up. It doesn't matter what they're ranked, how many wins or losses they have. They're never going down without a fight.
They always do.
Always bring it for us. Yeah,
I feel like for Davenport, it has to be part of the you have the anchor bone, right? But we're so close. They want a piece of the rivalry, so they want to play it like a rivalry. I think that's what it is.
They want to jump in on the madness, and they totally do. I think they definitely stress us out every time they're here.
They always do. They always play as competitive, no matter where they are in the standings. You said that absolutely true. Hockey was interesting this weekend. I tuned into the game just a couple minutes after the puck drop and missed about 5 goals in the first period combined. It was 9-6. Yes, 9-6 was the score. Wild opening night. And then unfortunately a setback 4-3 to St. Thomas. Had it on the doorstep. I mean, that first period in the Friday night game obviously really put us behind the sticks, literally and figuratively. And then just not able to close the third period. That one really was a tough one for the guys. I think a tough pill to swallow. But a great opportunity this weekend against a team they know they can beat. And we hope to see them have their best play moving forward, especially the more they get accustomed to 2025.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've got a tough opponent this weekend, but they know they can do it. So hopefully they show up. They fought hard last weekend. Sucks that they fell short, but nothing to hang their heads on.
No, not at all. And special shout outs as well. Offensive player of the week on the women's side, Kenzie Bowers. Congratulations to Kenzie. As well as Michael Bingham, defensive player of the week on the men's side. So congratulations to those individuals. Soccer as well announced their recruiting class.
Lots of people coming in.
Holy cow, Coach Henson. You had a lot on your plate, and you definitely got your players. 13 standouts. I read 11 freshmen, a couple D1 transfers, and so they're ready to rock and roll. And there's plenty of players that are ready to be wearing what is known as the crimson and gold and wearing the Bulldog on their chest, which is very exciting.
I'm really excited for soccer season, and I think as I feel like the team was a little bit young this year, but as they get older, I think next year will be a great season for them. So I guess this year 2025.
this year, but next
fall,
season, how
next
that
season.
works,
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's very exciting. This year's team was very young. We saw that, the glimpse and spurts, but not the consistency over the year, especially. But I think maybe what Coach Henson is thinking, bringing a couple of transfers, a lot of the young players. Now you have that core to really build up and grow experience, which is very exciting to see. Before we get to the interview as well, special shout out to the man behind the bench, Bob Daniels, announcing his retirement. Coach Daniels, we are so proud of you. Congratulations on your retirement. Over 500 wins to his name, and a great guy in the process. I mean, can't even tell you how many times go through Twitter feeds, go for Instagram feeds, Facebook feeds, any website feeds related to college hockey. They're saying thank you because that's the impact that he made on the game. And it's really cool to see him getting this recognition after what was a stellar career with Ferris State and even as a hockey coach and all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone can thank him enough. He's definitely leaving his mark on this program, and he's leaving a legacy here. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Absolutely.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, we can't wait for the rest of the season and hopefully leave you out on a good note. With that, it is time. We're in the interview room. We're going to have Bryson and Allie coming on in, and it's going to be a great interview as always.
Yes, let's get to it.
Now joining us here in studio, we have a pair of indoor track and field sprinting athletes. Allie DeLost, Bryson Fronta. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
I know it's a very exciting time for you. Meet upcoming. I mean, just talk about the way that the season's gone. Training so far for indoor as much as you guys can with how Mother Nature's just been super cruel recently. And what's exciting you guys about the indoor season?
So we obviously do summer training on our own, and then we come in the fall and we get right going with Justin and our team. It's kind of been amping up about the past 2 months. We've just really been trying to prepare ourselves for our indoor season, and we're putting in the work.
Yeah, I think that fall training was really exciting. I think we had like a lot of newcomers and probably one of our biggest teams. So it's been fun getting to push each other, and just been a lot of fun so far. And then that first meet, I got to knock the rust off, and that was fun getting to see where we are and what we need to build off on.
Absolutely. And for this group especially, I know there's a lot of aged veterans in my class, now a much younger group for you guys. Just talk about the way that you guys have been able to interact. And Bryce is more of a guy that's been the upperclassman. Allie is an underclassman. Just talk about the dynamic of that group, especially with Coach Jackson, and how you guys have been able to grow faster and improve together.
Yeah, so I think that the upperclassmen have done a really good job of kind of taking all of us under their wing. We've got some really great guys and really great girls that have just been open to questions we've had. Them and Justin, they all work together, and they really want to see everyone succeed. And one thing I really like about the upperclassmen and Justin is that they don't really look at people like as, oh, you're an upperclassman, or, oh, you're a younger classman. It's just like, no, we're one big family. Like, we all have the same goal, and we just want to see everyone succeed at the same level.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I might be the oldest on the team. So. They make me feel like it too. But those early morning practices, I can't say I'm a morning person, but the young guys, they always bring a spark and a laugh that gets me going. And it's been fun to see everybody come together, like no matter the class or how old you are. I think we're all just like one big family. So it's been fun.
I think team culture is so important. I feel like everyone says that when they come in. So how does that help you guys when you're competing and help you feel like, yeah, I can do this, I can improve and succeed?
Yeah, so track, I feel like a lot of people think it's an individual sport, but I would say it's totally a team sport. And the thing that I like the most about it is there's obviously so many events going on. There's so many people on different parts of the track. And one thing our team does a good job of is every time that, I've crossed the line or Bryson's crossed the line or anyone, there's always a group of people standing there. Coach is always there. There's always people at the long jump pit, the high jump pit. So I think our team does a really good job of just, showing up for each other, and that definitely helps us do well.
Yeah, I think that's building a culture has been probably one of the biggest goals for us, especially when Coach Jackson got here. Just trying to, make the track team noticeable and put it on a higher tier. I think just pushing everybody, it's been fun. That's all I can describe it as, especially having more people, getting more reps, and, a little trash talk here and there.
Sure.
It's just been fun, the whole experience.
Absolutely. And with track, Ferris has always had individuals that have placed really well, all GLIAC honors, but the team aspect, I know that's what you guys really want to build moving forward. When it comes to the sport of track, people like me don't like running in circles. It's boring. It's annoying. But what is it about track that you guys love individually?
I think I've always liked track just from the aspect of it can relate a lot to life. Something I've always said is, when you do cross the finish line, people think the race is over, but it's not. There's always something you can chase after. There's always something bigger, something better. And I think sometimes you take from the aspect of yourself and that you are your biggest competitor. And I just really like that about track. It's you versus you. So
there you go. Yeah, it's you against the clock at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really is.
Or the measurement or the throw, whatever it may be.
I think you can ask anybody. I do not like running. It's not my favorite thing. It's not my favorite thing in the world.
An honest man.
I love racing. I like the competitive nature, but I also think that track is so much more mental at the same time. Like you got to have the utmost confidence, and if that dips even the slightest, you kind of already lost the race before it started. So I think that mental aspect of it is really a big part of it.
I totally agree. I think track is so competitive, and I personally am so envious of everyone that runs track because I never really had the chance to, because I was doing like club volleyball and stuff throughout high school. But is there any other sports that you guys played prior to where you're at now?
Oh yeah, growing up, I did a lot. I did gymnastics.
Same.
I tried the little club t-ball, the slow pitch. But then as high school went on, I played basketball and I swam, and I really, really liked that. And I think some of the things I learned from the team sports, when the culture's a little bit closer, have really translated over to track, and it's helped me be a really good team player.
Very cool.
Yeah, I played a lot of sports growing up, a little bit of baseball, basketball, football, track. I actually came to Ferris for football originally. Some people don't know that. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Coach Anise, I'm sure would have loved you running some routes for him.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. When it comes to obviously the mental side of it, very important. You guys touched on that. When it comes to preparing yourself for competition, a lot of different ways to do it, whether it's music, meditation, what's kind of the go-to for you individually?
I'm a very religious person, so I do pray a lot. I have a lot of faith in God, and I believe that God has gotten me to the point I'm at. And to be able to compete every day, to be able to come to practice, that's a blessing. So for me, I like to pray before I run.
Awesome.
I say the same. I definitely pray on the way to the meet, and then I like to listen to music, but then kind of closer to the race, I like to be in the moment, because sometimes, certain meets, you kind of take your headphones off. You're like, whoa, it's kind of, the atmosphere is a little bigger than you anticipated. So
right.
I like to be in the moment and just, listen to everything that's going on and just repetition, getting reps in. So once the meet happens, I'm not surprised by anything.
For sure. Is there a go-to song in the list before you start getting going a little bit?
NBA Youngboy was kind of my go-to.
All right.
It kind of got me a little too excited at times, so I've tried some Marvin Gaye to settle down.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I had a similar, not necessarily the same artist, but you get too over.
Yeah, you get a little
bit.
too.
Yeah, I know there's some cross-country guys that love Youngboy as well, so maybe a popular artist around the team. So, but when it comes to what you guys do on the other side of the student-athlete spectrum, right, looking at a student, what are you studying and why'd you choose it?
So I'm studying nursing, and I chose it because my grandma was a nurse, and I feel like growing up from that aspect of just kind of seeing what she did, I really liked it, and I'm very social. I love to talk. I love people. So I thought it'd be a good field to help people give back.
Hence why you requested on the podcast. It's here. So, Bryson, how about you?
Business major. I chose that just because I feel like there's so many things you can do with it, with entrepreneurship and things like that. And, business is everywhere. So I always found interest in that.
Nice.
I feel like you guys have such a busy schedule with indoor and outdoor. So tell us how you work with balancing your school. I know nursing is pretty taxing on your time and your energy. So just tell us how you balance that and also still have time to hang out with friends.
Yeah, I think having a calendar really helps. And I kind of like to color coordinate things. Each class has a color, practice time has a color, lift has a color. So yeah, I think a calendar is what I use to stay on task.
There you go.
I'm usually in the house a lot, honestly. So, after those early morning practices and the lifts, I kind of just, relax at home and probably sleep a lot too. That helps.
Sleeping is important.
Sleeping is important. Nobody
understands the student athlete nap cycle. game changer.
Essential.
It's essential,
Or,
right?
like,
We've
going
talked
home.
about that on
Yeah.
before. Like naps are essential, even for former athletes in podcasting. I still take my nap.
Yeah, or like the going home. I'm sure you guys like over break for a little bit, just slept when you were home.
Oh, yeah.
That's how everyone is, and everyone's parents are like, my mom told me to get up, but I just want to sleep. Yeah.
Student athletes have their own little hibernation cycle, it seems like.
Hibernation
do.
is the perfect word for it.
Yeah, somebody bookmark that. When it comes to outside of school, outside of sport, maybe it's a weekend, off weekend. I know obviously indoor, a little bit more rare, but between seasons, what's kind of the go-to as far as, kick back, relax, couple hobbies you might enjoy?
I like to go home in my free time.
That's fair.
I have 2 dogs at home that I love so much,
Aw.
and I can't bring them to school with me. So any free chance I get, I like to go home. But when it's nicer out and I have, time to just kind of kick back, I like to just kind of sit outside, color, read, just kind of hang out and chill.
There you go.
Same. I like being home, spending a lot of time with friends and family. That's always good for me. Spending a lot of time playing video games, and when it's nice out, probably shoot some hoops or something like that.
2K is 2K.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
my go-to.
Might have to play the Clawbrow brothers who were just on the show last week.
Oh, bring it.
Speaking
Come on.
of,
He wants it. He wants the smoke.
speaking of, you're from Zealand.
I am, yeah.
Yes.
East, the chicks?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait a minute. It's like we planned this. No,
we had a whole conversation about like the chicks.
Yeah, I
and
watched
the
it.
ducks.
chicks and the ducks.
Yeah, it's really weird though, because I originally went to Illinois, so I was only at Zealand for 2 years. So like I heard the brothers talking about like the bird bowls and stuff, and
Yes.
I really wasn't into it. It wasn't a big thing, but yeah,
Yeah.
the people in Zealand take
Are
it
you from Illinois?
seriously. Yeah, I'm originally from Illinois.
Where
so Peoria.
I'm from Springfield.
Oh,
so
cool! That's
really
super
close.
Cool.
This is a monumental moment. No,
yeah.
Super cool.
My dad lives in Peoria like a year ago.
Oh, awesome!
That's amazing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Small world.
I guess counter question. How was that like, especially, I know probably in the recruiting process, was it after that you went to Zealand that you started getting interested in track before, or kind of what was that like with the high school change?
So where I was in high school, we were really close to like the University of Illinois, and then there was like Western, there was some schools around there. So I would run high school meets there before COVID in my freshman year. And, obviously there's always college coaches there, but, they can't reach out. I can't really reach out. But yeah, my recruiting really picked up my junior year when I got to Zealand, and Zealand did an amazing job. Their coaching staff of making sure, I was taking the right steps in recruiting. So I had the best opportunity to pick the best school.
Awesome. And for Bryson, obviously coming as a Bulldog for the gridiron, but what really drew you to track and gave you that opportunity?
After I kind of gave up football, I was kind of just, trying to figure out what was next. And that summer, my friend Keithan, shout out Keithan, back home, he was like, you should do this little recreational track league. And so I just hopped in a race, and I was like, okay, my times are pretty solid. I ran decently in high school. So just seeing that time again, I was like, okay, I think I could do this at the collegiate level. So I gave Coach Jackson a call, and he gave me opportunity. So
How about that? That's cool.
Awesome.
Could you imagine if we had indoor rec leagues in the student rec center? That would be just
mayhem.
crazy. That'd be straight mayhem.
I know a lot of people would do it too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it'd be a madhouse. So
Maybe I'd hop in on that.
it would be your dream. You could have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for joining us here. Last question, as always, before you guys head off. Good luck this weekend. What is your favorite thing about being here at Ferris State and being a Bulldog?
I like the culture of the school a lot. I think it's always really fun. I feel like the energy that I see over in the sports arena and the weight room kind of carries over into the classroom too. I feel like people are very enthusiastic on campus and everybody just wants to see you succeed. So I like it here.
For sure. Bryson?
Yeah, I always like the campus. Like, it's not too big, but not too small. And it just feels like a big family. So I've always enjoyed it here.
Community aspect. We've heard that a couple times here on the show.
Yeah, that's how you know we're not faking it. Everyone's saying
Yeah,
the
I
same
know.
thing.
Over and over. And no,
Must be true then.
no one's paying at the door either. By the way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you guys so much for joining us, and good luck here this indoor season.
Thank you.
Shout out to you guys for putting these conversations
Yeah.
together. It's been cool seeing the show grow and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
of
So.
course.
Aw,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
For sure. Big thanks to Allie and Bryson for stopping by. Love to give track and field some love as always.
course.
And can't wait to get them into the indoor track and field schedule. We'll have results for you here starting this week, which is very exciting. And we're getting into really the grit of winter sports. Indoor track kicking off really into full swing now. You got basketball in the conference slate the rest of the way for women's and men's. And then you got hockey making a push for Mason Cup. So it feels like right now, it's go time. Rev the
Yeah.
engines as much as you can.
They're fully into the thick of it. So I think that's the most exciting part for everyone. I feel like there's always like we got to give them some time to get rolling. And then there's like obviously the fun, like end of season games, but they're fully in the swing of it now. So
yes,
it's a great time.
It feels like now we're finally into, what would be late October for the fall,
Yes,
where it starts to be like playoffs. Whoa, there they are. They're within reach now. So
Yeah.
it's really exciting to see. Be sure to follow along. We'll have all the shows for you here and all the coverage of those as well. Speaking of which, games coming up this week, Thursday. Men's basketball and women's basketball on the road. They're going to Wisconsin Parkside, 6:30 p.m. And 8:30 p.m. the start times, Eastern Standard Time, of course, across the pond over in Kenosha, Wisconsin. There for women's and men's. That should be very exciting. Was Parkside, very gritty team on both sides of the tables. They might be in the middle, but they're going to be playing at their home gym, and it's not an easy place to travel there in Kenosha.
No, I think definitely like the bus rides, the travel, there's fatigue just from sitting there and doing that. But I know our Bulldogs will show up and work hard.
Absolutely. With also a sport that we forgot to mention, men's tennis exhibition at Western Michigan. Very good luck to Coach Doran and his team as they will be going to compete there, as well as hockey will be home Friday night, 7:07 against the Falcons of Bowling Green. Be there. Be square. Can't wait to see you there to cheer on our hockey team.
Yeah, there's no excuse to not be there.
No
Show
excuse.
hockey some love.
Yeah, no excuse.
Nope.
Shame on you if you missed.
Not tolerating
Track and Field Indoor, Bob Eubanks Classic there in Allendale. If you're around, go cheer on the Bulldogs. It's an all-day event, basically. You're going to be there for hours if you want, or minutes at a time. I mean, there's races from 30 minutes down to 30 seconds and less. So very good competition there. Women's tennis at Eastern for Division I exhibition, as well as men's and women's hoops will be at Purdue Northwest there in Hammond, Indiana. 4 o'clock for men's, 2 o'clock for women's. And then to cap it all off, again, the Falcons at 6 o'clock for hockey over across the pond in Engelgleben. Can't wait to see you there. But it's going to be a full slate, a full weekend of great sports. Maybe not necessarily in this building. That'll be next weekend, just to keep you on the radar. But it's going to be great to follow along with all the teams.
Oh, totally. And I think, basketball's played in some tough gyms this week. Purdue Northwest gym isn't my favorite.
Yeah.
So watch on Flow Sports or wherever you watch. Give them some support from afar.
Absolutely. And give her up to the radio guys as well. Rob Bentley, Danny Golston, Brody Kaiser, even myself on occasion, 97.3 to get all that information as well. But that's going to do it for episode 15. A lot of great episodes here we've put together so far. We have some guests not only with us here, we have some peeking through the doorways now as we're recording. It's very exciting. Seth, I didn't think I wasn't going to see him poking through the door, but I did multiple times.
Immediately. I was like, who's out there?
Oh, yeah. So congratulations to Sefa as well for his accomplishments this year. And for, of course, the biggest of them all, getting on the show.
Right.
Pretty good privilege. We got some great episodes.
Add it to the list of accolades.
Yeah, I think he has it on his resume, actually. Behind the Bulldogs guest. So maybe we'll have to add him. But you know what that means. He's going to have to come back on the show.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, be sure to let us know who you want on the show. And we'll see if we can get him in the seats here in front of you. So
do it.
A lot of great suggestions so far. But, I mean, there's no max.
No.
Keep them coming.
There's always... We'll do anyone on the show.
Yeah.
Just keep suggesting.
Anybody. Could be a janitor. I mean, the whole door is open here. So,
totally.
But until next time here on Behind the Bulldogs, take care, everybody.